Hello, welcome to Pocketgrass. I'm Mary Ann Mormon, most often known as Auntmama, and I'll be your host. A pocket is something you can keep a stamp in. You can put a recipe card in it or drop a pearl of wisdom every now and then. Pocketgrass is a little bit like that. We're going to take a festival and tuck it in a small screen. Maybe something you could put your phone in about the size of a pocket. We're going to have magic coming. We're going to have music, maybe a story. Cousin Harlyn will be along. And this is how it works. We look into a recipe book and we pull out our favorite recipes. We want you to do the same thing. Send us your recipes, and one day when we're all together again, and we will be together again, we'll have the Pocketgrass family collection of recipes. You got the best room in the house. You're sitting in it. You got a lot of fun coming up, so stay tuned. We'll all be together right here on Pocketgrass.
Hello friends, my name is Mike Faast. We're the Jangles Quartet. With us today are on guitar, Mr. Roger Ferguson. Over on fiddle, we got Paul Elliott. And on the big fiddle, we got Mick Nicholoson. We're here to play a real standard bluegrass, an iconic favorite called Roly Poly. Don't know who wrote it, but it's a whale of fun, and we're going to do our best on it here this morning for you. All right, you guys ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Corn and taters, hungry every minute of the day. Roly-poly, gnawing on a biscuit. Long as he can eat it, it's okay. He can eat an apple pie, never even bat an eye. He loves everything from soup to egg. Roly-poly, daddy's little fatty. Bet he's going to be a man someday. Scrambled eggs for breakfast, bread and jelly 20 times a day. Roly-poly eats a hearty dinner. It takes lots of strength to run and play. When he pulls up weeds and does the chores, runs both ways to all the stores, he works up an appetite that way. Roly-poly, daddy's little fatty. I bet he's going to be a man. Bet he's gonna be a man. Bet he's going to be a man someday.
After a long day of doing magic, I like to come home and eat a nice, piping hot bowl of magician's spaghetti and meatballs. In fact, we don't even need the spaghetti. We'll just use the meatballs. In fact, we don't even need a napkin, because who needs napkins? So when you're a magician and you're at the dinner table, sometimes interesting things happen. For example, if I just tapped the hand with the meatball in it, it disappears and comes back underneath the bowl. Let's try it again with another one of the meatballs. We'll try it with this meatball right here. Just a tap. And another tap. What do you know? Oh, 2 balls underneath the bowl. And with the last ball, we'll do something interesting. Just a wave like that. Don't you know it? All 3 balls come back underneath the bowl. And you know, we don't even really need these balls because just a tap and all 3 balls come back. As strange as it seems, if we get rid of these balls with just a tap, you know what? What is that, the napkin? That's bizarre, I don't know how to explain this. One more tap and of course, is that the foil? Very strange. And I know what you're thinking. And we'll do one final tap. And there is the spaghetti. And that is why I like meatballs.
Hey, this is Eli West. Here's a song I made up about a house fire in the great state of Colorado. We went and stood there staring up at where our home it used to be, singing, cooking, loving a life for you and me. To have a box to put our new love where the eaves keep out the rain, stud walls and sills waiting on a different kind of flame. It stands alone, that hearth casts a shadow, you stand alone. Stubborn bricks of Colorado, strike the line right down between your side and mine. I stand alone, a house undone by time. As we stack the shelves and halls with things we didn't know, fill the head and heart with farce, feel goods and sugar coats. Hang a picture from a nail and to the wall it's bound. When the ashes settle out, it's just the nail that's on the ground. It stands alone, that hearth casts a shadow, you stand alone. Stubborn bricks of Colorado, strike a line right down between your side and mine. I stand alone, a house undone by time. As each day casts a smaller shade, I gather up my earth. The line that shows my east to west grows faster from my birth. I ask myself, how can this be? I'm owed a bigger view. But sans regret, I'm doing fine. Here's on to something new. It stands alone. That hearth casts a shadow. You stand alone. Stubborn bricks of Colorado. Strike the line right down between your side and mine. I stand alone. A house undone by time.
We're waiting for Cousin Harlyn. We're always waiting for Cousin Harlyn because time just runs like a river through that banjo picker, and you never... And that noise means Cousin Harlyn's here. All right, what made you late this time? And tell the truth or you'll dance with the devil. You were in a boat jam in a canal. Are you fibbing me? And you brought me a candle in a Chianti bottle? You steal this from a Italian restaurant? No, you got it in Venice, California. You went to Venice, Italy? Why on earth? You got a gig on a gondola? Harlyn, they play guitars, maybe an accordion for gondolas. It's not romantic enough. Oh, it's a new tradition. Once a year in Venice, they have banjos serenading on a gondola. Banjos are not romantic, Harlyn, but you're trying to tell me they are. Figaro, Figaro. That's all I know. Maybe you speak Italian, but I don't. I do know a little bit about meatballs. You can make them with veal, you can make them with sausage. They date back to Persia. Some say they go all the way to the Roman Empire, and Venetian traders carried them around. Today, there are as many ways to make meatballs as there are people making them. Just like these meatballs right here. Harlyn, get your banjo-picking fingers out of the meatballs. And yeah, in just a minute, we'll hear a meatball story. But right now, Harlyn and I are going to join you, and we're all going to listen to, well, someone who's an authentic Italian and a great mandolin player. Mike Marshall is going to join us. Stay tuned right here on Pocketgrass.
Celebrating the meatball here on this show, and it's been a lot of fun to talk food and music because they go together so well. And I'm going to make a batch of meatballs, and I'm going to send you the recipe, folks, so be on the lookout.
Oh, how do you know all this, Mikey? Did you learn this from your family?
Yes, I did, actually. I called my mom. You know, the name Marshall is not really my name. It's originally was Machiariello, so it was very, very, very Italian. And in fact, they come from Naples, my father's side. My mother's side came from Abruzzi, and their name was Di Ciccio, Di Cioccio.
My grandfather's side, on the mother's side, is coming from Naples also.
Oh,
Then the other side is German, but my name is not changed. So it was Lichtenberg and it stays Lichtenberg, but Licht means light and Berg is mountain. So in Italian it would be Monteluce. So my name is Caterina Monteluce.
Monteluce, and I'm the marshal, Machiariello.
Machiariello.
It's kind of like a marshal. I hope you enjoy a little kolache. Now, this music we're going to play is from Naples,
Yes.
and the composer is named Raffaele Calaci. Raffaele.
He's from Naples too, and he's a composer.
And it's funny because I played the mandolin for a good 30 years or more before I met Caterina, and I learned about my roots of the mandolin, the town where my grandfather came from, where Raffaele Calaci came from.
Yeah, we have to work on the pronunciation.
Raffaele. And so thank you, Caterina, for teaching me these beautiful duets he wrote for two mandolins. Hello, Mike Marshall here. I'm really happy to teach mandolin online at artistworks.com, which is the only place where I can give you personalized video feedback on your playing. No matter what level player you are, I'll have lots of ideas to challenge and motivate you. There's an entire library of lessons content waiting for you. Guest artists are always coming in. We're jamming and playing. So join me. I hope to see you all online soon, and be well till then.
The summer of my 21st year, I wound up in Avalon, New Jersey, working for the Monteluce family. I did not know any Italian people before that. Meatballs came out of a can. Mama made some dish Daddy called lasagna, and that was it. But I met Phil Monteluce when I'd been rejected by every restaurant from about 3 different states, and he was willing to give me a chance because his mother, who was clearly the matriarch of the family, Mama Monteluce, said that I could be the meatball girl. When a meatball girl, it means you're in front of a steam tray of different kinds of meatballs, northern meatballs. That seemed to be important. And I realized there's some similarities between Italians and Virginians. First of all, you can divide a country by recipe, and there's God, and family, and Sunday dinner. I went to Mama Monteluce's for a Sunday dinner, and that was very nice. It was something I'd never seen before. Platters of food, fish hanging over the side, little plates of, I guess it was sardine, looked like what my brother would use for fish. Smells I had never smelled, fog of garlic everywhere, huge garden out the window, women serving, and Mama Monteluce in her sauce-stained apron in charge of everything. And one Sunday, when they had invited me over, because I think they sort of took pity on me since I was from the South and had that accent that they all made fun of, this young man walked through the door, and everybody said, "Ricky, Ricky." Ricky was Phil Monteluce's nephew. Ricky ran the ice cream store for his father, Louis Monteluce, who ran the concrete factory. And Ricky walked in, and he was one of the most handsome people I had ever seen in my life. He had these beautiful brown eyes that the sun could just jump out of, and he was strong. His muscles were just showing right out, pushing the sides of his tied white shirt, and went real well with his Colgate smile. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I tingled. I tingled in ways I'd never tingled before, and as soon as I did, Phil went like this, and Mama Monteluce starts chopping the air with her hands and speaking in Italian, and I got the hint right away that Ricky was off limits. He was the kind of young man the children ran to, and older women kind of applauded when he came in the room. But I was the meatball girl, and I got off work at 2 o'clock in the morning, and Ricky would come on over from the ice cream store. He sometimes smelt a little bit like pistachio, which was one of my favorites. And he'd wait for me, and sometimes he'd walk me back to the little apartment that I had that faced the Atlantic Ocean until the night Mama Monteluce had come with a whole barrage of people, and she saw her grandson, Ricky, come in and go out with me, and the next day Phil said, "You got to leave him alone. You's got to leave him alone," actually is what he said. I didn't understand why I had to leave alone somebody who was 6 feet tall and built like a boxer. Clearly I was not bothering him, but okay. Well, Ricky figured it out. So Ricky stopped coming to the bar. He'd wait till I got back to my apartment, and he'd come over with, sometimes pistachio and sometimes strawberry ice cream. And we'd go down to the beach. Now, one of those nights, we could see headlights coming up. And Ricky said, "It's my father." And that boy ran right into the moonlit Atlantic Ocean. I thought he had drowned, but as soon as those headlights turned around, Ricky came out. We laughed, kicked the sun, because we sat there until it came up. There were other moonlit nights, and the moon probably did witness a kiss or two, and hands were held. Well, I was doing all right being the meatball girl and getting to wait on some customers. I had the worst station in the whole restaurant, the Princeton Bar and Grill, and I was nicknamed Southern Fried Chicken. Later, it just became Chicken. Well, that was okay, because I was making enough money to go back to school, and there was Ricky and the moonlight and the sun. And as long as we stayed away from Mama Monteluce and Phil and Louie and, well, any of the rest of them, it was okay. We had a lovely time. I could have left. I didn't have to stay till the season ended because I'd earned my money. I could go on to school. My parents would have liked it a lot if I'd come home, but Phil said if I stayed, he'd see that I got a really good table that next week. And Ricky didn't want me to go, and I really didn't want to leave Ricky. I like that tingling thing. So I stayed. And sure enough, on the last Saturday night, I walk in and I've got a great station. I'm not out there waiting tables by the kitchen door. No, I'm in the middle of the restaurant. I got an 8-top, and I'm really happy until I see Mama Monteluce, who's followed by 2 nuns, who's followed by a priest, and a gaggle of other people, and they come to my table with Phil, who looks at me like, what can I do? What can I do? Well, it went all right at first. I served their cocktails. That was fine. Got their salads out. That was fine. And I got their meals out, all Northern Italian meals, which I still didn't quite understand or appreciate yet. I would. You probably already know how that works. Yeah. Well, then it was time for an after-dinner drink. And they ordered things I'd never heard of, didn't know how to pronounce Galliano and a tall golden bottle and sherry. The nuns drank. That just really surprised me. Well, I was taking a tray full of drinks back to the table, and somehow that tray, I don't know, it's like 1 minute you're standing up and the next minute you're on the ground. 1 minute I was holding that tray and the next minute I had dumped it all over Mama Monteluce. The nuns jumped up, the priest jumped up. Everybody in the restaurant who worked there were bringing towels and napkins. I couldn't say enough I'm sorries. When everybody left, Phil just looked at me and he put a $50 bill in my hand. I knew that was it, so I packed up the next day. Ricky came and got me. He drove me to the Greyhound station. It was real quiet. The only sound was the crucifix that he kept on the rearview mirror, kept going back and forth. I watched him. He got smaller and smaller as the Greyhound bus took me back to Virginia, back to where we have God and family and Sunday dinner and traditions that hold us together just like they do you.
I'm sorry. Say again, David.
I see that Ricky's not here. Do you know where he is?
No, and he's late. And you know what happens when people are late. I'm not very fond of it. So, I don't know. Does anybody have his number?
Wait, I think he's coming.
Here I am.
Here.
I got here. I'm sorry, sister.
What do you have to say for yourself, young man?
I'm silenced by the ruler. I can't think.
All right, we'll put it away. I wouldn't use it anyway. Oh. Not on you, dear. You're my favorite.
Really?
How have you been?
Oh, I've been good.
Good.
Been pretty good. How have you been, sister?
Good. I wanted to let you know, I don't know if you know this story, but my introduction to bluegrass, yes, the first song that brought me into the world, the lovely world of bluegrass.
Let's hear it.
I would
Great.
love to play it for you. Here we go.
Great.
She's a brick house. She's mighty, mighty. just let it all hang out. Take it down, take it down, take it down, down. Shake it down, take it down, 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 down. Shake it down, take it down, down, down. Shake it down, 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 down. Shake it down, take it down, down, down. Shake it down, take it down, take it down, down. Shake it down, take it down, down, down. Shake it down, 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 down. Okay, well, that's probably enough, but
Wow.
It actually makes me quite warm, that song. I'm very fond of it.
I feel the heat coming off you, sister. I
dear.
do. And that's definitely a traditional bluegrass tune.
Well, I thought
Somewhere.
Somewhere. It's one of my faves.
Yes. Well, I see you brought the same guitar. That's great. You've been
Yes.
practicing?
Practicing what?
Guitar?
Oh, sure.
Great.
Do we have a song today?
We do have a song today.
Good.
Let's get right on it. Let's see. I'm going to teach you a song called Cherokee Shuffle.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the indigenous peoples.
Yes, and apparently the song was originally inspired by a Native American dance, which starts on the downbeat, on the one. So that's kind of what this song is.
Not a clue. Go
That's all right,
ahead.
you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
1, 2, here we go.
I like this. Happy tune. Again.
Very nice. Awesome. That was perfect.
Thank you, dear. Well, you know, I was inspired by the Lord and Jesus and anybody else I can round up.
That's what's really good about having them in your corner.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of a crapshoot, basically.
Okay.
It's faith. It's faith. I think it's what it's. Because you gotta have faith. Oh, you gotta have faith, 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 faith. George Michael. Oh, what a lovely man. Okay,
He was a
God
great
rest his
man.
soul. He was.
For 28 years, Wintergrass Music Festival has brought great artists from all over the world to the stage. We're going to dip into those archives right now and have a little taste of the past while we stay strong for the future. It's all right here on Pocketgrass.
Now we've come to the point that you were afraid of. Are you ready for some Italian singing? Are you sure? Oh, we would do it anyway, but it's nice to... Yeah, we recorded this because we've been playing this medley of Italian, kind of Italian, some not Italian, but songs through the years, and a lot of people ask me, when are you recording this? And we did. It's on our new CD. We're gonna play for you. We couldn't find a title, so we called it just the Mamma Mia medley. And you have to sing with us. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Your that's amore. When the sun seems to shine like you had too much wine, that's amore. That's amore. Bells are ring, ding-a-ding-a-ding, ding-a-ding-a-ding, and they sing Vita Bella, Vita Bella. Hearts that play, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the star seems to drool just like Faast de Fazul, that's amore. That's amore. When you walk in the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusami, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. Buonasera, signorina, buonasera. Com'è bello stare a Napoli e sognare, mentre in cielo sembra dire buonasera, la vecchia luna che sul Mediterraneo appare. sera ci incontriamo camminando dove pare che la montagna scenda al mare. Quante volte abbiamo detto sospirando in quest'angolo più bello del mondo. Quante volte abbiamo detto amore d'amore. Buonasera signorina, kiss me goodnight. Femmina, tu sei una mala femmina, directly from Naples, che so che ha fatto chiagnere, lacrime e infamità. Femmina, se tu peggio una vita, in tu si cade l'anima. Non posso più campare. Femmina, si dolce con mio zucchero, però sta faccia d'angelo ti serve per ingannare. Femmina, tu sia più bella femmina, ti voglio bene e t'odio, non te posso scordare. Uè Maria, uè Maria, uè Maria, uè Maria, quando sono caduto per te, fammi dormire, fammi dormire, fammi dormire, fammi dormire, tutta notte abbracciato con te. Quando sono aperto per te, fammi dormire, fammi dormire, fammi dormire, fammi dormire. Oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria. Oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria. Quando sono aperto per te, fammi dormire, fammi dormire, fammi dormire, fammi dormire. Oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria, oh Maria.
Well, that about does it for this episode of Pocketgrass. I hope you enjoyed those meatballs. I hope you ate along with us. And don't forget, send us your recipe because we want to put them all in a collection. Thanks to the artist, Cousin Harlyn, and most importantly, thank you. It's kind of a hard time right now. It's great to have each other's support and a few smiles. We hope you had more than a few these past minutes. Stay strong. And we're going to keep you in the pocket right next to our heart.
I knew this might happen to me. I had a little bit of a stressful morning. So
You had just a little nip before you came in.
No, I didn't.
That's what's happening.
So we're the Jangles Quartet. It's great to be here with you here. Hello. Take two. Wasn't great. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Oh, stop. My name's Mike Faast. We're the Jangles Quartet. We got Roger Ferguson on guitar, Paul Elliott on fiddle, and on the big fiddle we've got Mick Nicholoson.
che ma prepari, posto caffiscio e bacilli, a gorgonzola coi grilli, e un bottiglione di vino. E invece ti me preparò a minestringa a cuore, a faccio fiducia ma l'hai mangiato belin.
Martino, are you sure that is...
Okay. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Cosa bugen? Pento a stasera? Cosa che? Emo a polenta! Mira lì, che bella, che bella, che bella.
If you see it, it doesn't call you too much, but it's
very yummy.
Very, very yummy.
With the mushroom sauce.
Gorgonzola cheese.
Sauce.
Yes.
And sausage and
Yes.
meat sauce.
Meat sauce. Sausage and meat
sauce.
sauce.
Delicious.
And I'm sure that if you would be with us, you could really enjoy it. But what do you think? We should...
We'll show you after,
yeah.
the final plate. But now,
we have to finish the song.
we have to finish the song. Oh trilli, 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 te giù musiche, mandilli, mandilli notine, te giù musiche di ne. Oh gnau, 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 ma velin come te cao, e futto, 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 ma velin come te brutto. E siamo de sera, e siamo da fugge, e ci è cucce, non pigemo ciucce, e sei tenimo per il momento, e poi che dimo che se ne venditi te. E siamo de sera, e siamo da fugge, e ci è cucce, non pigemo ciucce, e in camondo che sai a muce dove vicino, non pigemo ciucce, ben bello bellino.
Gia polenta, mia polenta.
And the polenta is ready to be served. But first, we have to download the pot. Ed è il momento della verità. The moment of truth is when you download the pot on the table.
Io filmerei i sughi.
Okay.
I sughi, sì. Sì,
I
fai vedere, tu
sughi.
spiega gli sughi.
This is an incredible sauce that is made basically with dried porcini mushrooms and tomatoes. And this is another fantastic sauce that is made basically with sausage. So these are, because polenta doesn't have a lot of taste, so you need to add something that is really strongly tasty. This is the secret. And the third I show you, the third possibility is gorgonzola cheese. That is a fantastic cheese, really tasty, really smelly. That it seems to be born for polenta. Okay.
And here we have polenta with mushroom sauce. Oh yeah. Then we move over, and here we have polenta with sausage and meat sauce. And finally, the gorgonzola cheese and polenta flakes.